matchup as we start to see opening day on the horizon. This year's NBA season awaits. Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Thanks for joining us. Atlanta right now in the middle of a road trip. Right now, they're 1-1 in the preseason. Only a small number of games, though, to work out the kinks.
Kevin, that's what the preseason is for. I mean, it's about fine-tuning and getting ready for when the games really count. You want to take care of getting better so that when the regular season starts, you're at your best.
Yeah, and they've still got the time to evaluate the role players and the younger guys on this roster. So I think that's one of the things you'll see tonight as a focal point, is trying to evaluate the entire roster.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. And it's Carroll in at the small forward. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
They just couldn't get the ball in the basket that day, guys. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, it's hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Yeah, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. They need to work a lot harder to get good shots today.
Korver, good. You don't really think of them as a three-point shooting team in general, but Steve, the Hawks were not shy at all about throwing up three-point shots last year.
Well, some of that was due to injuries, Kevin. They had to adapt their style of play, and by the playoffs, I mean, they were launching threes. They get a record rate, I think 44 in one game against the Pacers.
Now here's Millsap, and in the game with Memphis, he did not play well. Horford with the screen on Wade. Here's Teague. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Teague's got his first basket.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Here's Dang. Good, and it's Bosch picking up the assist.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Got a piece of it, and stolen by Chalmers. On up the court. That's good. Wade's got his first points of the night.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
For Atlanta, they've gotten their first three shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Korver. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Offensive rebound. Dang passes to Wade. He kicks it to Chalmers. To the wing on the left. Bosch, that's for two. The good-looking shot from the wing.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Feeds it to Korver. Teague against Chalmers. That's 5 to shoot. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. That sends Jeff Teague to the free throw line. It's on Chris Bosh. The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Dwayne Wade last season shooting a career high from the field. Not the focal point offensively, playing alongside LeBron. But he responded with the most efficient offensive season of his career.
And it's sent back by Bosch. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Scooped up. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Dang kicks to Chalmers. Goes up again. And that one's good.
You know, with the expectations low for him, he can provide a nice lift when he does put the ball in the basket.
And Wade last season with the fewest three-point attempts, Clark, of his career.
And I think that was by intention, Kevin. He wanted to be much more efficient, so he decided to stay inside the arc. It hasn't been a strength of his throughout his career, but as he ages and loses some of that athleticism, I think he's going to have to look to reshift the balance of his shot attempts going forward.
Bosch with the bucket.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Now here's Millsap in Atlanta again with the bucket. Chalmers with it.
Well, Mario Chalmers, coming into last season, made a bet with Ray Allen about how much each could slim down and get into peak shape. Seemed to pay dividends for Chalmers in particular, who had probably the best season of his NBA career.
The free throw drops for Chalmers.
And Chalmers really not the quickest point guard in the league, but he has active hands defensively and pretty good feet. Those takeaways help get the Heat out in the open court, which certainly plays to their strengths.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Granger comes in for Josh McRoberts. And Cole subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Bazemore. And he gets the bucket. Bazemore's got his first 2 points of the night. And Chalmers, more of a role player for the Heat. Not a huge playmaker, Steve, but he can knock down open threes.
Yeah, he's an efficient scorer, and his passing has gotten better over the last couple of seasons. He's a perfect role player for Miami because he can guard opposing point guards extremely well and then slide off the ball when Wade has it.
So it's Atlanta now, following the score by Miami. Wide open look. No good off the front iron.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Here's Cole. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his third assist on the night. 1:15 left to play in the first. Here's Schroeder. 14 points from him the last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Boy, has there been any defense played yet in this game?
Nope, this game has been all about rapid-fire offense early.
Here's Cole. Let's go. And that one hits back iron.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Here's Schroeder. And good on the basket. Book it. Schroeder's got his second bucket tonight. The Heat have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. And the rejection by Brand. They retain possession. A nice shot by Anderson.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Here's Schroeder. And Granger with the block. They retain possession. Cephalosha dishes to Schroeder. Here's Bazemore. Grant right side. Tries yet again. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Schroeder's got his third basket of the night right there. Granger left side. And that's not going to go. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Friday, October 18th, Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Do not miss it.
Thanks for being with us as we get going here once again. A preview of the upcoming NBA season ahead. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter. Really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them.
Guys pull up from three-point range on the break, but for him, with nobody on him, that's a pretty good shot.
Now here's Teague. He has 5. Clock at 6. With the shot. Rebound by the Heat. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
Here's Napier. Here's Wade.
Cabo Cephalosha. Missed games with the calf strain last season. The Thunder.
Here's Horford. No good. Good D by Wade.
Lackluster transition defense.
And, you know, 7 of the last 10 points, Steve, they've given up have been off the fast break. So it's pretty easy to see the problem. Now you got to do something to correct it.
And he gets it to go. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Wade drives in, and he gets the bucket. Wade's got 8.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
The Hawks trail by 7. Teague, the pass to Corver. Back to Teague. Shoots from the elbow. Good. Teague's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Wow, he was just wide.
And it's Wade penetrating. And the shot falls short this time. The Hawks have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Teague. Soft touch off the glass. Now it's just a 3-point Heat lead.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
A different look for Miami. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosch. Brown comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Napier.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
The Hawks trail by 6.
Well, the Miami Heat, since the Big Three assembled, have been a polarizing team. Some fans rooted for them, others rooted against them. Either way, they've been an incredible story for the league and become just a huge draw around the NBA.
Here's Schroeder. 6 points for him. Clock at 4. Here's Bazemore. Granger covering. Bazemore misses. In transition, here comes Miami. Brown's got the ball, and he gets it to go. Cole's got 5 points now in the quarter.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
And now with the Big Three era coming to an end, Miami now perhaps one of the more hated teams around the NBA, but Clark, they are still at the forefront of the league scene in the East.
And while they might have lost a bunch of the bandwagon fans, by no means is this team finished with being a title threat. There's just too much talent on this roster, and for the first time in a long time, they might enjoy being viewed as underdogs. You know, when you're coming off a championship, actually make that 2 consecutive championships, it's even more okay to be more concerned about the postseason than the regular season. You're trying to figure out how to manage the regular season, and the Heat clearly took that approach, or at least it seemed that.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Paralantic. Millsap comes in for Payne. Kyle Korver is checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teague for Dennis Schroeder. Kept alive, Carroll and Granger with the block. Anderson outside. Shoots from the elbow. Granger misses.
Well, what you said about the Heat, you know, beyond the resting of key guys, they seem to be more concerned about the process of things than the result during the season.
You know, for a guy his size, he doesn't play above the rim very often. like he did on that slam.
Still got some power behind him, though. They were expected, Clark, to get to the finals again.
And there really wasn't anybody they feared. I mean, they might have ended second in the conference, but they played the season perfectly to set themselves up for the postseason. This season will be an interesting test, as there is a much tougher road for this group to be able to navigate to go deep into the playoffs.
Here is Corver. Ranger covering. Corver kicks to Corver. Here's Carroll. No good on the buzzer beater. And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by 6. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne, what about your defense do you need to sustain here into the second half?
That's what's going to win this game for us. You know, it's a good offensive team. We can't give a second chance points. We can't come out in the second half and turn the ball over. So if we're going to win, it's on the defensive end.
Dwayne, thank you, guys. He knows the job is just half done.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. The NBA preseason action continues here on 2K Sports. Without question, Jeff Teague displaying his skills today.
Yeah, what a remarkable half, the way he attacked the rim and scored in the paint. Defenders that were trying to slow him down any way possible, but he still got through.
Easier said than done when he's the penetrator. His speed and agility make him extremely hard to defend.
Miami leading by 6.
Well, if you remember early in Eric Spoelstra's head coaching career, when he was new and the big three were assembled, there was some people questioning Spoelstra's command, maybe even within the team. Those questions are long gone now. He has become an excellent head coach.
Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. Gang and McRoberts holding down the forward spots. And it's Bosch in at the 5 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Wade outside. And the layup's good off the glass. Wade's got 10. And Coach Spoelstra, known for his work ethic and attention to detail. He's a grinder.
No question about it, Kevin. Got to start as video coordinator back when everything ran on VHS, so you know he had to do an awful lot of work. And he's worked his way up slowly but surely. He's grown as an assistant under some terrific mentors, and now he's really, I think, one of the best head coaches in the game without question.
He's visited college football training facilities, NFL camps. He really tries to broaden his perspective.
He sure does, and you can see evidence of that in how he handles himself.
And here is Teague after the 3 moments ago from Luol Deng. Carroll dishes to Teague. A 3-ball. Bosch grabs the miss.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, after opting out of the last 2 years and $42 million of his contract, Dwayne Wade re-signed with the Heat for 2 years at about $31 million. Kevin, if he hadn't already solidified his place as the most beloved player in Miami Heat history, giving up over $10 million to help the team compete has to seal the deal.
Incredible, Doris. He said home is where the heart is. It's great to hear. Thanks. In transition, here comes Miami. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And it's a 12-point Heat lead. Atlanta calls timeout. You can list off a lot of accolades for Dwayne Wade. One thing that might get overlooked is just how good he is at throwing the alley-oop pass.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be a surprise since he's so skilled at so many other facets of the game, but he might go down as one of the better alley-oop throwers of all time. Andre Miller's in that category, too.
Yes, two very, very good examples. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Atlanta also making some changes here. Elton Brand's checked in for Horford. Ken Bazemore comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Schroeder in for Jeff Teague.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
The Heat leading by 10.
With Wade, you look at a lot of the year at highlights for any season in the past few years, and a lot of them are just him throwing down those majestic-looking alley-oops.
Here's Bazemore, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Bazemore's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
There's Brown with the three. Can't get it to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way.
And one final thing about Wade's alley-oop passes. He can throw them accurately from almost anywhere. I recall one he threw from almost the foul line at the other end to LeBron James in a game against the Pacers. As soon as he gets it even near his own half-court line, he's a threat to catch somebody sleeping.
Miami no good on that time either.
I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over.
From 10 feet out, that's blocked.
And he is still scoreless. It looks like he doesn't even want to be out there.
Fast break, the Hawks. Carroll's running. Brand passes to Schroeder. And Shannon Brown picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. That is good. And that's now 6 points for Millsap.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
It's time now to look at the NBA's top shooting teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Heat.
Now, they were a remarkably efficient offense, and I thought they just did a nice job of finding the open man time and again. No selfishness on that team.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
Well, to get those big in-conference wins, you've got to be able to adjust mid-game, and the Hawks did that very well last season. A lot of runs for them in the third quarter of games.
The kick out to Brown. Granger outside. And he gets the bucket. Granger's got 5 now.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
The Hawks trail by 8. And for the Hawks in the East, guys, finished as the 8th seed in part because of their ability to adjust after the half.
Yeah, they'd end up with 28 wins in the conference, but a lot of them came from their ability to come out strong after the break.
Here's Carroll. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And a look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. First in shooting percentage. Second in steals. And they also showed up in the top 5 in opponents' points per game. It's obvious the hard work this team has put into being good defensively has paid off.
And, Clark, the key number that you just talked about to me is field goal percentage. I mean, when you're the best in the league shooting the basketball, it's a clear sign that you have an unselfish team and a clear plan of attack. That club, very impressive with their offensive efficiency.
Here's Schroeder, and it's sent back by Anderson.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And I love their hustle because they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities just as a result of playing hard.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, certainly, gentlemen, the Heat are trying to rally back after a tough summer. Chris Bosh said, I see why people were saying three-peating is hard. I get it now. There's just so many other things you have to fight. We're all human, and it was a long, tough season. Guys, maybe in some way the pressure lessens a bit now.
Certainly something to reboot, Doris, but their championship aspirations remain the same. Thanks.
Paul Millsap is one of the most versatile forwards in the game, a natural power forward, but he brings some small forward qualities as well. He's a heck of a player, and he's developed that three-point shot to round out his game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Mike Scott's checked in for Brand. Cephalosha comes in for Damari Carroll. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Miami leading by 11. Here's Napier. Off target with his three. The Hawks have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And here's Cephalosha for 3. That drops. Cephalosha's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Atlanta. On the wing, Dang. From the corner. Rebound, Atlanta. Millsap's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here is Cephalosha. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the 4th quarter. Heat out front, leading by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter.
Monday, October 20th, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. A battle in the East. Be there.
Preseason in the NBA, and it's great to have you with us. And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
The Hawks trail by 8. 4th quarter on the court for the Hawks. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. Scott is out there with Horford, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 slot. A nice shot by Teague.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today beyond impressive. Certainly not his